These baits are trash. Oh, got him. Does he have it? He's got it. There we go. Got her. Watching my videos, everybody should pretty much recognize one of my #1 lures is the thin Senko, skinny Senko style bait, slim Senko, whatever you want to call it. I've always called it a skinny Senko. But in all actuality, they're kind of hard to find, and when you can find them, they're kind of expensive. The actual genuine Yamamoto brand is like $10 for a pack of like 8, which is ridiculous, honestly. I've been trying to find another brand that makes something the same size and shape, and honestly, I can't really find any. I mean, there's somebody out there has a lure mold where they're making their own, and I've been buying them from that guy, but he's running out of stock, and once he runs out, he's not going to make any more. I don't know if he still has a mold or not, or what, but so basically I need to come up with an alternative. So I had the idea of just making my own mold, and I found this plastic from like a jerk bait or something, and I just filled it with plaster of Paris. Made a nice clean smooth bar there, but before it dried, I stuck the skinny Senko down in there and let it dry around that, pulled it out, and now I've got a open pore mold of a skinny Senko, which I'm going to just start calling slim sticks. Of course, they're not going to be perfect. I've tried making a couple there. I've melted it down. You can see the top is all torn up and ragged and ugly, but it does give me kind of an idea. I've got tons and tons of lures, literally tons and tons of old soft plastic lures that are torn up and stuff that I didn't want to just leave on the ground where I was. And I was just going to throw them away or trying to find a way to recycle them. And what better way to recycle them than turning them into new lures, which is what I did here. I melted down a bunch of old ones and made a new one. I'm going to test those out today and see if they're just as effective as the original one, which, I mean, they're a lot uglier, and they're pretty much just throwaway baits, but it's a lot cheaper than continuing to buy these $20 at a time. But on top of that, besides the slim Senko, I also use paddle tail swim baits a lot, especially 2 to 3 inch ones. Right here, I've got a soft plastic mold of 2-inch paddle tail swim baits. These are a different shape than what I normally use, but they are the same size, and I kind of like them. I think they'll work out well. I'm going to give these a shot too, see how they come out. I also have the regular full-size 5-inch stick baits, which these look pretty thick. I think these are going to be a bigger diameter than Senkos, or definitely bigger than Yumdingers. And I also got this. This is a 4-inch paddle tail swim bait that looks really cool. It's a little bit bigger than what I normally throw, but it's still not that big. And if they do well enough, make sure you stick around to the end of the video to see what I'm doing with them. I'm going to start off with the swim baits. Got the 4-inch swim bait and the 2-inch swim bait. Not seeing any fish yet, but let's see how they swim. Starting off with the 2-inch. Oh, that has got a great movement to it. I am already happy with that. That's great. Swims just like the ribbed paddle tails that I've I've fished with before. So this will work. I'm not seeing any fish in this immediate area. So just gonna be doing some testing right here, and then I'll move around to where there might be some more fish. These are on the wrong rods. I should have the 4-inch swim bait on that rod with the heavier line, but this is an ultralight rod with ultralight line, and I've got that's just the hook for this one was on this rod already, and the hook for the other one was on that rod already. So okay, that's a slow sink. Maybe I should have put it on a jig head. This one, I don't see why that one's not swimming like it should be, but maybe it needs to be on a jig head. It's also a slow sinker. The material I used, which was, if I twitch it, it's got a good tail movement. But it does need to be on a jig head, because if I retrieve it fast enough to get the tail to move, it just comes up to the surface. So I need to put this on a jig head. I do have some good jig heads to put it on, but I'll put those on the other rod. I'll swap these out in a minute. There's a bass over there. See if I can get to it. Okay. There's a couple of bass. Okay. Oh. Oh. That one attacked it as soon as it hit the water, so tried to set the hook on it, but he didn't have it in his mouth, or he just didn't have the hook. So when I set the hook, I came flying back and hit the tree behind me. See, I don't know where they went. Oh, got him. Oh, come on, man. So they really like this swim bait I'm throwing, but the hook is just not cutting it. That was not a reaction strike. That was just a super aggressive strike. I'm going to give them maybe one more strike on the 2-inch, and then I'm going to go back to that 4-inch. Oh, does he have it? He's got it. There we go. All right, there we go. Little bass, but it's a bass. My 2-inch swim bait got the job done. And now you'll have to forgive me, because this is all shallow water right here, except for over there across the way. So there's no way to safely release it except for throwing it right back on top of its bed, and it is right back where it was. That's like, it didn't miss a beat. All right, I'm gonna put this with the ugly side up. There we go. Let's cast it out here and see how it behaves. Oh, it looks like it's got a little bit of that shimmy, but it sinks faster. So I might need to add something to it to make it a little bit more buoyant, maybe sink a little bit slower. I landed right on top of something. Oh my God. I don't know what happened there. It just came right off. I just tied that on too. There shouldn't have been an abrasion on it. Maybe there was. But I didn't get snagged on anything. That sucks. I only made 2 of these, so I just broke off on one. not want to do that. And I put this one on upside down. I had the other one with the ugly side up top. Now this one's got the ugly side on the bottom. See how this one, if it behaves differently being hooked the other way. Oh, actually, yeah, that's got a lot more shimmy to it on the way down. Oh, he pulled it off the hook, you son of a bitch. So they work. Both of them got bites, but they both got pulled right off the hook. Mostly probably because this hook is too thick for them. I ran out of the thin ones. I need to get some more. So I know those work. I just didn't land one on it. I only made one of these. I didn't even trim this one, which, I mean, it came out mostly pretty good. So just trim the flashing off it now. Flashing. I don't know. Let's see. This one's got a hook slot on that side, so it's supposed to come through. It's supposed to be flat side down. There you go. Hides the hook. It's got a hook hider. That works. Now let's throw it out right here and see what it does. Not much. And there's already a fish looking for it. Looking at it. That's the one that took my other Senko off the hook. If you get it moving around, switching it, it's got a lot of nice movement, but it doesn't really shimmy on the drop. But most stick baits have issues with that. There's a fish straight ahead of me. Immediately went for that swim bait. It really wants it to be moving. Every time I stop it, he stops chasing it. Let's see what this one. There's another one right here. Oh, he did not stay on. That one went after it immediately. That's the same. That's the one that took my Senko off the hook. I don't know how I didn't stick that one. This is a really good hook. Got her. There we go, the swim bait works. This is a nice fish. Oh, it ate the tail right off, swallowed that tail. But that's a solid fish. Gonna have to make some more. I'm gonna recycle that recycled bait. But this is 14, maybe 15 inches and 2 pounds probably. Let me let her go back, right back to the bed. But I'm down to one bait left that I need to catch something on. I've caught something on all of them so far. Well, I didn't catch anything on the 2 slim sticks. Those were taken off the hooks. Or, well, one of them snapped off and one of them pulled it off the hook. So I need to make a ton of those. They work. But now I've got the regular fat stick. Got it on this flat stick. Shook off the bait too. So that bait's done. So all of my baits only lasted 1 bite each, pretty much 1 fish each anyway. That one, it's just right there, it shook off, but that one got a lot of bites, so it probably just wore out. Let's see here. Okay, let this one go. But yeah, that's a solid bite at least on all of the baits, with the slim sticks being ripped off the hook or broken off. So All right, time to head home. All right, there you go. I caught something on all the lures I made. Mostly. I got a lot of bites on the slim stick here. But the hook I was using was too thick. It needs a much thinner gauge to properly work, so it wore it out faster and they just bit it in half and didn't get hooked. But they work. Once I start using thinner gauge hooks on them, they're going to work a lot better. This one, I'm calling the slim stick. This one here, I'm calling the flat stick because it's pretty much just cut in half. It's flat on one side. I was going to call it the fat stick to go along with the slim stick, but I think mentioning the idea that it's flat on one side is probably more important. And then I've got this 2-inch paddle tail swim bait here that I am going to call the small fry. Danielle came up with that. She started calling it that the other day. And then I've got a 4-inch paddle tail swim bait here. Don't have a name for that one yet. I have a ton more material. Old, torn up, used baits, lures. To make more baits with. That's just one color. That's a green. I also have a white. I have a blue. I have a brown. And I have pink. So I've named those baits. I'm naming the colors. I've got garbage green, basura brown, wastebasket white, putrid pink, and blemished blue. You might be wondering why I've named all of these things. And that's because I've decided to go ahead and try to sell them. The idea is that it's 100% recycled materials, old torn up baits that I find on the ground or stuff that I've used, melting them down and making new baits out of them. Since they're made out of trash, and all the colors are garbage themed, I've decided to go with throwaway baits. And on my website, CheapAngler.us, and the menu bar at the top, or it might be a drop down menu if you're on mobile, look for throwaway baits, and I have a shop where I'm selling these, and I have some lead weights, drop shot weights, and a couple other types of weights, different sizes and stuff, made out of recycled fishing weights, old cast nets, old weights that I find, stuff like that. I melt them all down and make new stuff out of them. That's what I'm doing with the baits. So there you go. The slim stick here, I've decided to hold off on releasing because I'm not quite happy with how they're coming out yet. You can see they're all just really torn up and everything on the sides. So I'm going to figure out either get a new mold, make a new mold or something, and try to find a better way to do it, and then release them later on. But in the meantime, all the other styles, the swim baits and the flat sticks, are available. The colors should be available. I also have variety packs that are, you get a little bit of all of them. That's like a sample pack. And since they are made out of old recycled baits, I should probably put a disclaimer out there that every time I melt them down, there's different stuff added to it, so it might alter the colors a little bit. They're all hand poured and hand trim. All the excess stuff is cut off by hand. So there might be some flaws in them. They might be ugly. They might just look like trash, but they work. You've seen in the video here. And because of that, I'm trying to keep the prices as low as I possibly can and the shipping costs as low as I possibly can, and trying to be reasonable. So there's not really a big profit margin here for me. They're going to be released in limited batches, limited quantities. So they're probably not going to sell out, but if they do, then whenever I make more, I'll make a video stating it. So right now I've got at least a little bit of everything available. The main thing I've been doing seems to be the variety packs, but check out the website. It'll have what's in stock on there, and it'll tell you what's not in stock. And yeah, thank you for the support. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for checking out the website. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below what you think about these throwaway garbage baits. These baits are trash. Let me know what you think about all that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Just me and my line. Got a rusty old hook and a can full of time. Dollar store lures and some worms on the side. Fishing on a dime with that cheap angler pride.